People who have gotten jumped. What did you do? I was getting my usual caramel latte at the coffee shop when everything went sideways. This guy walked in wearing a blue hoodie and had the same walk as my brother Jake, who disappeared 3 years ago. My heart started racing and I couldn't help staring at him, trying to see if it could actually be him. Jake went missing during a camping trip and we never found out what happened to him. The guy ordered his coffee and turned around, giving me a better look at his face. He had the same crooked nose and dimple on his left cheek. I kept staring because for a second I really thought my brother had just walked back into my life. That's when I noticed the girl sitting next to him giving me the death glare. She had bleached blonde hair and those long acrylic nails that looked like weapons. She stood up so fast her chair scraped against the floor, making everyone look. Before I could even process what was happening, she was in my face, screaming about looking at her man. I tried to back away, but she grabbed my hair and yanked me forward. My coffee went flying and splashed all over some poor kid's laptop. I was trying to explain that I thought he looked like someone, but she wasn't listening. The first punch caught me right in the eye, and I saw stars immediately. I'd never been in a fight before and didn't know how to defend myself. She kept swinging, and her nails scratched deep lines across my cheek. I tried to cover my face, but she was like a wild animal. Other customers were screaming for her to stop, but she just kept going. Her boyfriend just stood there holding his coffee like he was watching TV. Someone finally pulled her off me, but not before she got in one last kick to my ribs. I was on the floor covered in coffee and blood, trying to figure out what just happened. My left eye was already swelling shut, and I could taste copper in my mouth. The barista was on the phone with 911 while some nice old lady pressed napkins to the cuts on my face. The cops showed up first and immediately arrested the girl who was still trying to get at me. She kept screaming that I was trying to steal her man and that I deserved it. The paramedics came next and said I needed to go to the hospital for my eye. The whole left side of my face was throbbing and I could barely see out of that eye. They loaded me into the ambulance while everyone in the coffee shop stared. At the hospital, they did a bunch of tests and the news wasn't good. The girl's punch had damaged something in my eye and I'd lost about 40% of my vision in it. The doctor said it might improve with time, but probably not completely. I also had 3 broken ribs and needed 12 stitches on my face, all because I looked at someone who reminded me of my missing brother. 2 days later, a nurse brought me flowers that someone had left at the front desk. There was a card from the boyfriend saying he was sorry and that his girlfriend was just upset because he'd cheated on her again the night before. He actually wrote again, like it was no big deal. He said this was the 7th time she'd caught him, and she always got crazy afterward. I threw the flowers in the trash. My parents hired a lawyer as soon as they found out what happened. The girl was facing assault charges, but we were also suing her in civil court. The lawyer said we had a slam dunk case with all the witnesses and my medical records. The coffee shop had security cameras that caught everything, including her throwing the first punch. Even her boyfriend would have to testify about what he saw. The criminal case happened first, and she got convicted of assault. The judge gave her 6 months in jail and 3 years probation. She had to pay for all my medical bills too. During the trial, it came out that she'd been arrested twice before for fighting other girls she thought were looking at her boyfriend. The judge called her a danger to society. The civil case was even easier than my lawyer predicted. We asked for $50,000 for my pain and suffering and permanent vision loss. Her lawyer tried to argue that I provoked her by staring, but the judge shut that down immediately. He said looking at someone in a public place wasn't an invitation for violence. The jury deliberated for less than an hour before awarding me the full amount. I still have problems with my left eye and probably always will. Sometimes I get headaches and have trouble judging distances. The scars on my face faded, but you can still see them in certain light. I never did find out if that guy was related to Jake or just looked like him, but I got $50,000 and she got a criminal record, so I guess I won in the end. Now I just order my coffee to go and try not to look at anyone for too long.